Hi guys, my name's Crystal Bianca and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my failed first draft and the exact mistake that I made when writing the first draft of my book. And maybe some of you guys have made the same mistake as well. So I started writing my book seriously back in the beginning of December last year. My book writing process in the past was just write whatever comes to mind and sort of put all those ideas together. I decided to take this approach once again. I had all of these dramatic and action-packed scenes planned out in my mind, but then the problem is my imagination got the best of me. So I was so full of ideas that I didn't stop to think how all of them would actually come together and make sense in the end. So this is what caused my writing to come to a complete standstill. I didn't know how to go from where I was at. So I was completely stuck. And I had written 30,000 words of this book and I was making such good progress and I was feeling so great about it. So I think the main problem was that I started to write about topics that I didn't know much about. So my first idea was for one of my protagonists to belong to a crime family. The plot was going to center around how belonging to this crime family really impacted the relationship between the two main characters. And when I first started with this idea, I thought that it was exciting and it had so much potential and this could build my characters. I know what some of you guys might say, why don't you just research it? I did try for a time, but then I realised that I hadn't had much exposure to this topic and I wouldn't be able to really capture it authentically in my writing. My main goal in writing a book was to make it as authentic as possible, so there was no doubt in the reader's mind that these characters really did exist somewhere out there. I didn't really have a choice, so I decided to sacrifice the 30,000 words that I had written, and I was completely devastated. All of that time and that hard work that I put into writing it went completely to waste. So I went back to the drawing board and I tried to salvage as much as I could from my original writing, and I ended up finding a piece of the story within the story that I could go along with and develop further. I didn't want to dump these original characters that I had created because I've grown really attached to them and they felt so real to me and they deserved better. Like, I couldn't just scrap their whole story. The more I thought about what I wanted to write, the easier it was to connect the dots. So I think the problem with my first draft is that I had a vision, but no matter how much I thought about it, I couldn't really make this vision into a reality. So the story just wasn't adding up. I really liked some of these ideas and scenes that I had in the first draft, but they didn't fit into the new plot I wanted to do. So what I did is I got out a piece of paper and I mapped out all the scenes that I could use from the last book, and then I mapped out all the events that I knew I wanted to take place in the new book, and then I would see where the gaps were and sort it all together. So this was not an easy process. It was very time consuming, but it makes the book writing process so much more smoother. I think the hardest thing for me right now as a writer is to still fill in those gaps and to make the whole story make sense and to flow smoothly. I know what the beginning of my book wants to look like, I know what my end looks like, but it's about joining the middle and the end so the book makes sense. I think that I'll get there, it'll take a few drafts to do it, but I can see my story slowly coming together. I had to learn from my mistake the hard way. I lost 30,000 words while doing it and hours upon hours of writing. I made a complete rookie mistake not planning my first draft properly. Next time I do some writing, I'm going to make sure that I have it all written out and it planned properly. I'm going to spend as much time on this plan that I need to spend. I guess if you don't know a lot about the topics that you're writing about, you can either do loads and loads of research so you do, or you can write about things that you've actually experienced and things that you know. So I got caught out. I plan not to make the same mistake in the future. If any of you guys have been in the same situation or had some first draft fails, comment down below. And for more book writing videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.